Right, hello again guys, welcome back to another night at the Gasket's Head in what is, I'm probably going to name this series Chronicles of a Daily, because it's one thing after another. So for anybody that watched my last video on how to change the rear shock absorbers, they would have seen that we had a little issue with the handbrake that was unexpected. So today that's what we're going to tackle. So it's a 2009 Ford C-Max. Again, it's pretty much the same on the Mark II Focus as well, this, so there's not a whole lot of difference in it. And basically we're going to change the handbrake cables. Now this is the good side, the driver's side, and as you can see you have the little cable just popping through there. It's got the little cap on the end here on the lever on the caliper. However, if we go around to the other side, you can see that that's long gone. It's just corroded and pinged off. So that's today's challenge. We're going to get that swapped over, and come with me and we'll show you how to get these changed over. Okay, we're under the car now. Now, before we start this job, I am going to say this. It's not the easiest job in the world. Now, it's not incredibly difficult. The only issue with this is that you do have to at least drop the exhaust a bit, because basically what happens is the handbrake cables run obviously from the rear calipers. We've got a little trim that we need to remove on either side, and it's a bit difficult to get you all the way down here, but basically the cables run down and they join just in the middle, in the sort of the tunnel area, above these heat shields. Now obviously to get to them, or to get them down because of the way that they're put together, you do need to at least drop the exhaust somewhat. The like official Ford repair is to undo it down at the front flexi and then obviously drop the exhaust down. But with us not having ramps here, you know, it's not the easiest thing to do, and I'm not the slimmest guy in the world by any means, so getting all the way down there easily isn't that fun of a job. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and drop it first from the rubber hangers at the back, see if we can get it to sit down as much as we can, and hopefully get the one or two heat shields out the way that we need to, in order for us to gain access to where the sort of equalizer plate or leveling plate for the two handbrake cables meets the front cable at the handbrake where it goes through the body. So I'm gonna try my best to show you getting this exhaust down, but it might not be the best way of filming, but let's go for it. It needs to come down to get changed, so let's do it. Okay, so I was just trying to get the exhaust down. I was doing it off camera because there's a couple of rubber mounts and stuff that, although not difficult to access, trying to film them whilst doing it's nigh impossible. And I mean, they're only rubber mounts, so they're not that difficult to get off, you would think. Now, this exhaust, or certainly the back box and the tailpipe, is about 4 years old, and genuine Ford ones as well, these. Now, obviously taking the one for the back box off, okay, no problem. And then it's got a separate tailpipe here, so I thought I'll undo the rubber mount for that, and ta-da. Now I know Fords are known for rotting, and I love my Fords, believe me, but yeah. So it was due a change anyway because it's perished at the end, so all I'm going to do is, it is joined on just past the sort of subframe there, or rear axle, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to take that off and drop this exhaust down. I probably won't get it on camera because it's going to be one of those kind of jobs where really the camera's going to be in the way of me trying to do it. But, you know, let's see what we can get for you, because this does need to come down. Okay, so I'd love to say it only took me 2 minutes to take all of this off, but I'd be a liar if I was to say that. It took a little bit longer than expected just because of, you know, usual rust and stuff. But the proper way to do this is that you would remove the front muffler, or centre muffler, sorry, from where it joins at the flexi pipe down at the engine. Now, if you're doing this on ramps in a garage, it's dead easy. You just drop that onto a transmission jack or a big exhaust stand or something like that. Easy access. But when you've got it up on axle stands like I have here, you've got to pick or choose. Now, this exhaust, is in sections because I've replaced it in the past. If you've got the original exhaust, you might find that it's only in one piece, and that's just how they install them from the factory to save time and save costs. So because this has been changed before, what I decided to do was split it from the centre box at that joint, which was a bit of a faff to get off. And as you can see, this is the tailpipe. It came off dead easy, this bit actually. Completely shot there and literally crumbled away there when I went to take the exhaust rubber off. So got a new one ordered. Now you need to take a couple of the heat shields off. That only take, once you've got the exhaust out of the way, I mean these literally just, you know, it's a few T30 torqued bits on the plastic panels either side, and then on the actual heat shields itself it's just little 10mm sort of hollow nuts that they use for them going underneath. So now we've got full access. I'll just get you under there. You can see the cables, they do this on both sides, all the way from the caliper around there. As you can see, this is the muffler. Like I was saying, you would take it, usually undo it right from the front there. That would be the easier way to do it. And if I was going to do this again on the floor, that's what I would have done probably, but it's done now. So anyway, above us there, this is where the cables just clip in, and that's the equalizer plate there. So you can see there's just that little cable, and that's what actually goes to the handbrake itself. So all we need to do is we need to pop this little piece out the cable, and we're going to unclip both sides of the cables and get this off. Okay, firstly I'll just apologise in advance because I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see this if my hand blocks it, but basically on each of these cables there's 3 little tabs, and what they do is they just flare out and they basically stop this end from being able to come away from the plate, because obviously if it did that you wouldn't be able to tighten the handbrake. So just make a note, they are colour coded for each side, and even though you might not think it, the black one goes to the passenger side and then the white one crisscrosses that one and goes over to the driver's side. So just remember that when you come to put the new one back on. So I'm just going to try and pop these little tabs in. Doesn't matter if I break this because it's coming out. It's going to be a bit of a faff. The 2 front ones, or the 2 bottom ones rather, they're not too bad, but there's one just round the back there. It's going to be a bit tricky, so it might just be easier. And get this screwdriver in, just literally snap these tabs, because obviously I don't care for it. It's going in the bin. And naturally, working under cars like this, you get crud in your eyes. That's 2. So let's just see if we can twist it round. So you can see I've just broken those little tabs off, and there we go. So that's 1. We'll just do the same on this white one. Obviously if you were doing a job where you had to take this off, which I'm not sure what you'd be doing, then you would obviously have to do this properly and try not to break them. But seeing as this is what we're actually changing, I don't really care, to be honest. Right, here we go, that's that. Let's see if we can just twist and pull that one out. There we go, a load of crud in my eyes, but that's loose. That's what we should be able to do now. So I'll put my hammer on there so you can see what I'm doing. Literally, this cable, it's just like bicycle brakes, just a Bowden cable sort of thing. And just pull that down. Sorry about that. Back to this again. Ended up with a load of crud in my eyes, which I had to deal with. So literally just push it forward, pop it. There we go. That's that out, and that's the cables loose. So we can unclip them from either side now. Just make a note of anything they pass over or under on the way through, and then we'll get the new one put on. Okay, I just want to show you the general routing of the cables, because I probably won't be able to get you in there while I pull them out, but On the passenger side, it's completely unobstructed. It just a couple of clips, and then where it goes onto the rear arm itself needs unscrewing. But on the driver's side, it does just, as you can see here, it tucks him over the back or behind the brake pipes and a couple of the little fuel pipes there. And as you follow it round, there's one clip up there. Just pop it out from that. And then there's another one along the way somewhere, and then it comes to a little metal sort of little sort of spring clip there. If you just follow it up to the rear arm itself, you can see that white clip. They are colour coded, so it's black on the other side, so you can't mix them up. But on the other side of that, there's just a little screw, which we'll get to in a minute, and then from there it just literally goes up to the caliper itself. So I'll take you around the other side and just show you how to get that piece out of the rear arm. Okay, so it's all loose now, so all we need to do is we need to just undo it from this arm, which is just a 7mm little bolt, tiny little sort of screw bolt. Get that out of the way, and then this little piece here, it just sort of slots onto this to stop it from moving back. So literally it just needs probably a couple of bashes of a little screwdriver, and that's free. So I'll just get you set up and I'll show you how to take the piece off the caliper itself. Okay, so now we're just going to take the cable out the caliper itself. So you just got this little springed bracket on the back. That's obviously what it pulls on when you pull the handbrake up. Because everything's loose now, this will just sort of pull out. This cable will pull out. And there's just a slot around the back. That's out and free. And then the only thing to do is this little piece here is just like in a hole through the caliper. So a bit of a wriggle and a pull and it should come out. There we go. And that's all that now. So let's get these on the bench and have a quick look at them together with the new one. Right, I've got the new and the old ones on the bench here now. As you can see, that's the driver's side one, and that's what's left of the passenger side one. You know, just age, corrosion, somebody pulling the handbrake up too tight, no names mentioned, and that's that. It's not actually that common on the Focus and C-Max, but you know, these things happen. This is a daily driver, and this is what happened. So I'm sorry it wasn't a glamorous job of intercoolers and turbos and stuff, but this is just real life kind of work. So I've got the new one here. This is a genuine Ford one. Comes complete, new clips, everything ready to go. So I will put the part number for you. I think the retail was like something like 40 quid or something, which is, for a genuine handbrake cable, is really cheap. And to be honest with you, from personal experience, I just don't mess about with aftermarket ones. I've had nothing but trouble with them over the years. And unless they're absolutely ridiculously expensive, then I always go for genuine. Just no messing about. It's one of them crap jobs that you don't want to be doing twice, you know, having to put it all back together and take it back to the part shop. We'll put the part number up for you, and I'll put it in the description as well. Yeah, we're just going to get this back on. I probably won't show it. It's just a reversal of removal, really. Start from the caliper and work it back to the connector of the handbrake itself. So, yeah, let's get it on. Okay, so the cable's back in now. Really nice and easy with the new cable. Routed round really easily. I mean, the job itself is easy. It's just getting access to it that's the issue. Just a quick one as well that I've not mentioned, sorry. Obviously, when you start the job, put the handbrake down. Obviously, taking it off because it was snapped, it had lost all its tension anyway, so it came off. But just remember, when you do go to put it back on, if the handbrake's up, you're not going to be able to pull that plate back or close enough to the cable and vice versa. So literally just put the handbrake down. Before you clip these in, get it hooked up in there, and then you've got enough room just to pull these back. They'll come back just beyond the plate and you'll be able to plug them in nice and easy. You don't have to be forcing it or anything. So the only other thing is, I'm not sure if it needs to be adjusted yet. I'm hoping it doesn't, but if it does, I will show you how to do that. But yeah, that's it. So I'm just going to build this all back up together. and let's double check it works. Okay, so we're fast forwarding to the next day now. Luckily, our tailpipe has turned up, so that's the part number if you want it. And I believe it's the same for all of the diesels on these, so I think the 1.6, 1.8 and the 2 litre, but just double check with your local parts place if you do need to get one. So all I need to do on that is just clean up the clamp and get that on. That's no biggie, that'll only take a couple of minutes. In regards to the adjustment of the handbrake, this one did just need nipping up a bit. Now, this is the facelift model, so it's got the bigger centre console. If you've got the earlier version, or if it's in some of the Focuses, the lower one is really easy to pull up. Bit more of a faff on the facelift, but it's not too bad. There's just a couple of bits. There's some trims just in each sort of footwell at the bottom of the dash that you just literally pull out, because there's some hidden screws on the main piece. Lift up this trim around the gear stick. There's a little trim around the handbrake that literally just pulls out. It's like a rubberized trim. And then there's just one little cap that goes here, that cap there. It's just a couple of screws. Once that's done, it can literally be sort of pulled up. It's on like little spring clips. There's a wire underneath it as well. I'll just try and pull this up for you, because to adjust these, let me just try and get this out of the way. That's it there. Just get a better shot down there. If you can just make out the nut there. Now, it's probably as good as it's going to get filming wise, but that there is that small cable at the top of it, so that's where you adjust the handbrake. So it was going up to about 7 or 8 clicks, and about 6, you know, 6 is a good sort of happy medium there. So it just needed nipping up. Now what it is, it's 2 nuts.
Oh, man.
I think the 13mm, and they're further down there than it appears on camera as well. So if you are going to do it, just be wary of that, and you might want to get sort of a magnet ready, because if you drop that top one, because from here you do have to take it out. If you were to take the whole console out, it wouldn't be a problem, but you know, I'm not going that far with this. So you take the top one out, use a magnet to get it out once you've undone it, and then underneath it is another 13mm nut, and that's the one that actually tightens the handbrake or adjusts the handbrake action. So that just needed nipping up a bit. Put that, you know, lock that top one back on, and that's it. So it's 6 clicks now, which I'm happy with. So just try not to scrape this trim. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. You can't go any further than that really. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So just got to pop this trim back in, get that exhaust back on, and that is that done. So if this has been helpful to you, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.